This training is for all faculty and staff of the Westwood Public Schools. In the next 8 minutes, you will learn how to respond if someone enters our schools and threatens our safety. You will also learn how to respond in non-emergency situations that require the hallways to be clear. While not an enjoyable exercise, it is essential to protect our students and ourselves. These lockdown procedures were created by the Superintendent's Task Force on School Safety, a partnership between the Westwood Public Schools, Westwood Police Department, Massachusetts State Police, and the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. We evaluated the strengths and limitations of our lockdown plans, consulted with experts in school safety, and studied other schools. We also considered the feedback of faculty, staff, and students after each lockdown drill. One question we sought to answer was best articulated by a Westwood High School student. Why should we hide in a corner of the room? If someone was looking to cause harm, it would seem fairly easy to break down a door and attack a congregated, huddled group of sitting ducks. We address that question and many more in the procedures to follow. We will highlight the elements of a lockdown plan that have changed, review when and how you implement an emergency lockdown and a shelter-in-place, and provide an overview of the student drills. At the conclusion of the presentation, there will be an opportunity for practice, questions, and discussion. So what has changed? We created clear distinctions between emergent and non-emergent lockdowns, expanded the number of people who can call a lockdown, and added more tools and options in response to a threat. That said, a lot has stayed the same. Our experts and research confirmed that our lockdown procedures were very strong to begin with. Emergency lockdowns are used when students and staff are threatened by an intruder or something outside. All staff may call an emergency lockdown using the PA system or by yelling down the halls. Use the words emergency lockdown without codes. It is therefore essential for all staff to know how to make a PA announcement. Every adult on staff shares responsibility for calling an emergency lockdown if they see something that threatens our safety. Don't wait. Call for an immediate lockdown. You have the license to get it wrong. We'd rather go into an emergency lockdown unnecessarily than wait to contact the principal or members of the IMT, allowing valuable time to elapse. The first step is to clear the hallway by bringing students into a classroom or office. Lock and barricade the door, turn off the lights, draw the shades, and position students away from sight lines. Instruct students to silence their phones and remain quiet, responding to phone calls by text only. Remain locked down until instructed to open the door by law enforcement. It's important to make sure that the door is closed and locked. If you lack the ability to lock your door, keep the door locked throughout the day so you can simply pull it shut. For added protection, retrieve the door stop from the emergency kit and secure it on the inside of the door. Use classroom furniture, such as bookshelves, lecterns, desks, and chairs, to obstruct the door. You are trying to create multiple barriers to entry. Every classroom and office has been given a yellow emergency kit. The kit contains a doorstop, food and water for emergencies, a notepad and pen to take attendance, medical supplies, a contact list, lockdown instructions, and a red card. Confirm that your classroom or office has a fully stocked emergency kit. Kits should be stored out of sight, near the lockdown location. Kits should not be disturbed or used for purposes other than emergencies. In the event of an emergency lockdown, record the names of the students in your room and keep the emergency kit with you at all times. In addition to containing valuable supplies, emergency kits help law enforcement identify staff. In the case of medical emergency, dial 911. Use the medical supplies from the emergency kit to provide immediate help. Retrieve the red card from the emergency kit and slide it under the door. This will signal to law enforcement that someone in your room needs medical attention. If everyone is okay, don't slide anything under the door. We will no longer be using green cards. Faced with an imminent threat, instruct students to evacuate. Imminent threats include such things as smoke under the door and a nearby intruder. While we considered an evacuation first model, experts in school safety warned about potential outside threats that students may encounter. For that reason, we will lock down first while giving staff the authority to evacuate if necessary. You may need to use windows or side doors to evacuate. You may need to dismantle your barricade. Provide your students with assistance and evacuate with the last student. Take your yellow emergency kit with you and convene at the evacuation rally points used for fire drills, unless that location is unsafe. Law enforcement will direct students and staff where to go. If you are outside with students at recess, bus duty, or wellness classes, carry radios or cell phones at all times. In the event of an emergency lockdown, remain outside and lead students to a rally point away from the threat. Outside staff should be informed of an emergency lockdown by a member of the IMT, by radio or by phone. Learn the particulars of your school and classroom, including how to make a PA announcement, how to lock, barricade, and evacuate your room. Learn evacuation routes and rally points. Every school and classroom is different. These steps will help you prepare to implement lockdown procedures in your room. In certain non-emergency situations, it may be necessary to keep the hallways clear. In those instances, a member of the IMT will call a shelter-in-place using the PA system. We will use the words shelter-in-place without codes. We ask staff to refrain from calling a shelter-in-place themselves, contacting a member of the IMT instead. During a shelter-in-place, clear the hallway by bringing students into a classroom or office. Close, but do not lock, the door. Close the blinds, keep the lights on, and continue teaching. Remain sheltered in place until instructed to open the door by a member of the IMT. Staff outside with students should remain outside, continuing activity. Across the year, we will conduct 2 to 3 student lockdown drills. For emergency lockdown drills, we ask that you practice using the doorstop, but refrain from fully barricading the door. We also ask that you consider and potentially discuss evacuation routes with your students, but refrain from actually evacuating. We will solicit feedback after each drill. Thank you for your help putting our new lockdown procedures into place. Do not hesitate to ask questions or raise concerns. You have a very important role to play in calling for lockdowns, securing your room, and reacting to imminent threats. Use your best judgment, as you do every day in working with Westwood students. Thank you.